I think what was really useful for me was that some of the things I did really resist, like the blissful day. Oh, that was really hard. I couldn't think of anything that would be blissful. The idea of thinking of a day that I would find blissful and inhabit in a way that felt blissful was just so alien to me. And that's where the earlier version of me would have kind of gone, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, and then put it on the shelf, and then felt grotty because I'd given up and I'd failed. And then I'd just compound all those negative feelings that would then kind of make me about stuff.
Well, actually, the blissful day, actually sitting down and thinking about that, actually my day was quite different to what I sort of would initially think it would be. It wasn't actually sitting relaxing on a beach with a cocktail in hand. It was quite different, and it was quite nice that to find that thing that is what I'm striving for. Because sometimes when people say, oh, just relax and imagine yourself on a beach, and it doesn't work for me, just having a picture of what is that brings me joy and makes me happy actually was really helpful. Part of my blissful day was actually just time with my children doing an outdoor activity, and so actually that's quite achievable, and so I managed to incorporate that a bit more and realize actually that is what makes me happy.
What I did was start to create a drawing of the things that I really enjoy doing, and that when I enjoy doing them, I get into my flow, so that I don't notice the time passing. And to me, that's a blissful thing, because I'm blissfully unaware of time and anything else. And so the ultimate thing for me is listening to something interesting on a podcast while doing something creative with my hands. So it might be sewing, or it might be making something. So the more I started to think about that, the more I thought, oh, actually, I really love different kinds of smells, but particularly natural, essential oil type smells. I like to receive, massage or energy kind of healing of some description. I like to have a bath. There were so many things.
So the initial setup included things like helping you visualize what your ideal life or your perfect life would need to look like, or what would you actually want out of your life. Which was really helpful, because I had a bunch of things personal development wise which I was kind of signing up for all over the place, but when I looked at when I visualized what my life actually wanted to look like, there were a number of things I could actually take off my to-do list straight away, which was actually really helpful.
The takeaway from that really is about read something and listen to the concept, and don't necessarily get stuck in the actual words that have been used, or whatever, especially if they feel like they don't resonate, or they feel too difficult. Try and think of an equivalent, something that can resonate, because I think then, well, again, it's that space for creativity, isn't it? I probably did some tapping that allowed me, to let go of, well, I can't do blissful. Blissful doesn't mean anything, whatever I was thinking at the time. To get creative about, well, if I can't think of bliss, what can I think of instead?
I really loved the blissful day inclusions. That was really a very lovely touch, because it's like, oh wow, this is a beautiful interlude, and it really does bring you into this really heavenly space in the in the midst of all the stresses that we go through as parents. So I really loved that part, so that was and I was also surprised how easy it was, that it really could be done in 5 minutes.
Don't skip this one. Even if you don't think you can do it, don't skip it, because you're going to come back to it on several occasions. So you need to find something that you can resonate with enough that you can pick it back up, and it can keep in that space for you. And I think so the idea of having a blissful day energy. So even if you can't imagine, and I think maybe for quite a few mums it would be difficult to think of something that would just be blissful, because then it's so out of that habit, if they've ever been in that habit of having that kind of experience where a day is just all about appealing to what's important, and relaxing. There are so many words that kind of, you could encapsulate within blissful, but that it just feels so alien, that to start thinking about it is quite difficult, perhaps, for some people, and it was for me. But persevere, find your way into whatever it is that's blissful, or the equivalent word, because you're coming back to it. That's the bit that makes it make sense as you more sense, or certainly more sense to me as you go through, is okay, I can't quite envisage the idea of a blissful day because I feel too far from that. But it is this what comes back each time is the blissful energy that you then bring into your day to day. The mum quotes that you put in, that was really powerful, and I think that was helpful to read, to read those, and it made it make more sense. And in a way, I then wanted to go back and kind of have another go, but because I'd persevered with my drawing, and because you say repeatedly, look back at it, and at first that sounds a little bit like pouring salt on a wound, but actually it's then the seed is sown, and all the other bits are like the kind of watering, the fertilizer, the sunshine. They're all kind of pouring on to grow that seed.
Like right now, the mums, they're stressed. I don't want them to just get to zero, because often we just think, oh yeah, I'll just get to a comfortable point. No, get to fabulous. That's where we're going. That's where we're aiming, not just to zero. It's the quality of bliss. It's not that you have to achieve these wonderful things, but just to have that feeling, because that feeling is going to take you to the next place.